We are live. This time we should have the delay stop. So we should be good on that front. I did have to immediately start the timer just because as soon as this 1 hour and 30 minutes is up, I do have to leave. But yeah, we are here. We are live. And I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in. Yes, hello King. There is an early stream today just because I have to leave a little bit early, so yeah. Okay. How are you doing, King? How's life? I'm here first. It does seem like you are first. It doesn't look like there's anybody else here yet. So you do have the first. Anything fun happen today? Anything cool? Anything interesting? Hi, Cappy! My internet sucks? Or your internet sucks? Wait, am I lagging for you guys? Why does the internet suck? Whose internet sucks right now? Your mods didn't send my message. Seriously? Wait, why is the internet? No. That should not be happening. I should have good internet. What the heck is going on? Wait. Okay, so it's not me. Oh, praise God. Okay. Okay, so it's not me. Okay, cool. I was gonna be like, no, I am not paying monthly. Okay, cool. Alright, awesome. Just wanted to check and make sure, because I know that was an issue for a bit in the past. We're gonna go ahead and do that. But, yeah, cool. You need to attack. You need to attack. You need to attack. There we go. Alright, gonna go. Alright, bye, Cappy! Hopefully we'll see you next time and that the internet gets fixed. And no, we are not playing a new game. We are, in fact, playing the same game as before, which is the, I don't even know how to describe. It's the Spore game, so it's the evolution game. Yeah. I am live early because I have to leave early. Yeah. I have to leave early, so since I'm doing 1.5 hour long streams to make up for the lack of Wi-Fi last time, I am gonna be streaming for 1.5 hours all the way through Thursday, and then it'll be back to 1 hour. So that's what's going on. How you doing, Azono? How's your day going? Oh my goodness, there's so much happening. Bit sleepy. That's fair. I'm doing well. I'm alive. Kind of a distracted day, just because I had to move a couple things, and since I don't have a couch just yet, I'm kinda... Defeat the Pink Village by destroying their main hut. My goodness, okay. Sorry. Bunch of stuff all over the place right now. Goodness, we need more everything. The arm is still in a soft cast. I have supposedly an appointment tomorrow, so hopefully that will continue to... What is going on? They were just standing there. But yeah, I've got an appointment supposedly tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled, but yeah. Yep, that's what's going on. Sorry, I'm kind of everywhere right now. And that didn't work. My goodness. Okay, how do I prevent that from happening? Everybody gather. Even you go gather. Yeah. What about you guys? Has anything fun happened today? Anything interesting and cool? They are all gathering food. You know what? There we go. So does Detroit Become Human? Oh my goodness, that's a name I haven't heard in such a long time. Okay. So what started the playthrough for Detroit Become Human? Just missed the game since I finished my previous Tuesdays. Valid. Okay. So then do you do different games every day? Is that my understanding? Because if so, that's awesome. I need someone to take over all this paperwork. Oh no! What paperwork do you have to do? I do Kingdom Come on Monday and Thursday, Detroit Become Human on Tuesday, Horror Game Fridays. That's so valid. That's a nice dichotomy between everything. I think I'll eventually get to that point. Literally, where is everybody? Okay. There's so much going on. Gotta see Horror Game Friday, right? That's so cool. I used to have set games every day, so main game Monday and Wednesday. That's so valid. Yeah, that is absolutely... Oh, you're going through... Oh. People recommended I play Resident Evil. How do you like it so far? And dead again. Okay, let's see. Let's take you. And you and you. And we're actually gonna come over here. Possibly. Let them figure this out first. Playing the originals. That's fair. I didn't even know there were remakes. That is new information to me. But that's so cool! Okay, let's come over. Let's try to be friends with these guys. Because they're the ones that keep messing us up. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Come back in social. Whereas 1, 2. I can't even see what's going on. Alright, that's fine. Pink Village's friend! Pink Village's friend! We love to see it. What's going on with Brown? Bro, nobody is helping out. Left to fend for ourselves over here. Goodness. There we go. Now they're all running away. You focus on getting food. You also focus on getting food. We've got 3 attackers. 2 food gatherers. But at least we don't have to also worry about Pink getting in our way. Hi Luna, how are you? How is your day going? Oh goodness. Good, glad you're doing good. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. How's your day going? Is ambivalent? Oh, come on! And you... over here. Shoot. There we go. Okay, tribe. We need didgeridoos. Ah! My day's been going pretty well. We are not talking about world domination. Quite the opposite. It seems the rest of the world does not want us to be here right now. So we gotta figure out how to deal with that. Everybody is attacking this tribe! My goodness! You gather. You what the heck is going on? Has your hand gotten better? It unfortunately has not. We're still stuck with the hand. But hopefully that will get better soon. But yeah. How about everybody else? Any fun things happening today? Any cool, exciting stories that have yet to be shared? Your hands are fine. I'm going to assume about a month is when it will be fully healed. I'm hoping it's more like 3 weeks, especially since there was a delay in everything. Wait, what? Literally, what is happening right now? But yeah. There's so much going on. Click the gift basket. What's the gift basket? Look at them. Being all social and stuff. Love to see it. You went 2 out of 10 in a what? In a what game? Oh my goodness. Raiders. So what is a Huey game or Huey? I don't know. Champion from League. Oh. Gotcha. You were correct. I did not understand the lingo. But that's okay. I don't think I need to. Come on. Oh. There we go. Guess I'm the only one who plays League in here. You are cool. Of course you're cool. Because if you weren't, then that would go completely against everything that this channel is about. We only have cool people here. Oh, wait, shoot. No. There we go. We want to be nice. We want to be nice to these people. But yes, you are cool. Also, is there as much a delay on this stream as there was before? I don't think so. I think it's been a bit better this time. Here we go. Are we glitched? Amazing. You grab one of these. And everybody's playing for them. I do not see gift bag. But that's okay, we can get there in a second. Ugh. Almost delay. Yippee! Amazing news. How wonderful. And Luna, what do you mean by give me your ID? That is so ominous. We'll try again. What is going on? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We try one more time. Dang it! That's okay. They're still nice to us. Come back. Whew. That's fine. Oh, come on! Get rid of it. There we go. I look over here and I see talk of League of Legends, and then over here there is the point and click game, which resembles League of Legends a little too much sometimes. This part of 4 is basically League of Legends. It honestly is, and the fact that I am absolutely terrible at it should speak a lot to my capabilities at ever being able to play said game. Like, I'm sorry to say, but me and League of Legends do not get along, I don't think. Everybody gather food. Stop, I think. King, you say that And you kind of sound like an addict of the game. Is it become an addiction? There we go. Just quit. Oh goodness. Well, King, if you surround yourself by addicts, you too will become an addict. You all just need to go to rehab. Oh my goodness. Okay. Time to attack. I think I know if Phoenix, if everyone's an addict, no one's gonna say, let's play something else today. Maybe you offer the new game. Break the cycle. Oh my goodness. You should tell them to play Spore. That will give them the edge of the point and click combat without all of the other things around it. Get as much food as possible right now. We're gonna need it. King, the day you start streaming, I will jump in as soon as possible. I will be your first viewer, just like you were mine. You let me know. There we go. That's at least better. Yes. You better let me know. Message me on Instagram or on something else, but you let me know the day it starts happening. Oh my goodness. Okay, but like, what do I do? Literally, what do I do? There has been nothing but destruction and death to the tribe since this whole thing started. What do I do? Is there a way to... You can't even ally them because they're already allies. Can they help fight? I don't think they can help fight. I don't know. Let's see. Let's get these. And Cyan Village is kind of the big problem here. So everybody come gets a torch. And then we all come over here and attack. Because they're gonna go away to Brown Village. We can come here and attack them. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. There we go. And now they're our friend. Because that's how that works. Okay. That's okay. They're our friends now, apparently. Cool, I guess. Okay. It's one of the bigger headaches dealt with right now. Who knew? All we had to do was threaten to destroy their hut, and then suddenly they're friends with us. Cool. That's how that works. Then everybody brings some food back. And there they all go. Get him! Get him! What was your favorite show as a baby phoenix? Scooby-Doo! Scooby-Doo was a huge favorite. Yeah. What about you guys? What were your favorite shows growing up? Dang it, we gotta go back over to them. Everybody wants us to die. Supernatural. Oh. Wait, what age did you watch Supernatural at? Because I remember friends watching it when I was like 12. But at what ripe young age did you decide to watch Supernatural? And King, all of the above. I watched every Scooby-Doo show that there was to ever exist. Nine years old, you were watching Okay, yep, fair enough. That is quite the young age. There we go. Scooby-Doo theme song. Which theme song? Oh, what's new Scooby-Doo? Because again, there are so many that it could be. We're good. We're fine. Mr. Ink was brilliant. Yeah. I liked both of them exactly as you described it. Beautiful. We just need one more and then they'll be allies. Favorite show back when it was Xiaolin Showdown. What is Xiaolin Showdown? Shoot. We try again. We try again. Alright, that's fine. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're dead. We're dead. Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Favorite show is Xiaolin Breakdown. I have a headache. Oh no! Jake Long. Ed and Eddie was a good show, yeah. The show about Xiaoling monks that fought and collected special artifacts to stop an evil ghost witch and that sounds really cool. That's right up there with the Jackie Chan adventures. Have any of you guys watched that? Any of you guys seen the Jackie Chan adventures? I was reminded that that show existed the other day. And yeah, it was such a cool show for the time. Show was a mix of that and OG Teen Titans. Oh, interesting. That's pretty cool. I'll have to... What is that? Also, I've died seriously like 6 times. Stream. Hold up. Xiaolin Showdown. Let me drop it down here. I've seen this. It does give that Teen Titans aesthetic, especially if there are 5 main characters. Heard. Okay. Cool. Mucha Lucha. Oh my gosh. This has the same-ish style as... Has anybody heard of that one show, Kick Buttowski? It kind of has similar energy to that and or Johnny Test. Definitely closer to Kick Buttowski, but yeah, this... Okay. That makes sense that this was Cartoon Network. Okay. Very interesting. It's so cool that a lot of these shows are coming up again, where it's like people are hearing about them again. It's really cool. Another awesome one is Courage the Cowardly Dog. Oh my goodness. Wait, you met the creator? That's so cool. How did you meet them? Was it just at a convention, or what was the occasion that you met them? Oh, Warframe. El Tigre. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, you're so right, it does. Well, this one kind of has similar art style to oh, it's a Nickelodeon show, that makes sense. But this one's kind of similar to Fairly Odd Parents. He dropped by the uni you studied at. That's so cool. Dude, that's amazing. Was he doing a lecture or was he just there, spawned in? Let me do that. No, you know what this reminds me of? I forget what this show is called. It's a Disney show. Scratch and Molly McGee. Is that what it's called? The Ghost and Molly McGee. That's what it's called. These have kind of similar styles. Oh, that is so cool, though, that he was just there. What, The Ghost and Molly McGee? This is a newer show, to be fair. It was released, when was it released? I like when they used to give the dates of when things were released on Google search. That was nice. Ghost and Molly McGee. It is 2021. Yeah, so it's a fairly new show, to be fair. Yeah, it was released around the same time as shows like Amphibia, The Owl House, both of those also being Disney shows. Disney's kind of taken over the age 6 to 11 show network, which is kind of concerning because a lot of broadcast channels are trying to cut down on age 6 to 11 TV shows. So I will say I really liked Amphibia. Amphibia is definitely around the PG-13, I would say. Not necessarily the typical what you would watch, just because some of the later themes. Well, no. No, because Avatar wasn't Avatar wasn't PG-13. It's a fun vibe of a show. I don't want to scroll too much because it automatically gives spoilers, but it's your typical girl gets lost in a fantasy world story, but with frogs. Last cartoon was Steven Universe. Oh my goodness. You know they're coming out with a new show for that? There's a new Steven Universe show coming out. It's called Lars Among the Stars. Lars Among the Stars is an upcoming. I don't care about AI. Release date. This is the only time I will trust AI because I don't feel like looking it up. Late 2027 or 2028. There's going to be a new show, Lars Among the Stars. So, if you're a fan of Steven Universe, definitely check it out. And the whole thing, of course, from what I've heard, there's going to be a lot more world development in that show. So we've seen a little bit of the world development through Steven Universe and Steven Universe Future. But there wasn't a whole lot of world building that they could do with those series, in my opinion. Just because the entire thing was supposed to be focused on Earth and protecting Earth. So it was a lot more... World building had to be focused on the plot. If they did anything else, then it would just kind of be out there. It wouldn't really necessarily relate to the story. They did that with a couple episodes. They did that with the Ruby episode where one of the Rubies' naval crash landed, and they did a little bit of world building that way. Anytime the Rubies showed up, they did a little bit of world building. Lapis definitely helped with some of the world building. Peridot helped a lot with the world building. But it was always going to be a little bit stagnant just because of the nature of the show. This is going to be more interesting, though, because it is Lars Among the Stars. So they're able to show all of the different gemstones. They're able to show the actual progression of the gemstone regime, I guess you could call it, or empire, however you want to call it. So we'll actually be able to see a lot more of that world building, and I'm very excited for it. Yeah. I am a huge Steven Universe fan. It's a very good show that delves deep into different aspects of love and in a healthy way talks about different types of relationships and prepares people for different types of relationships. It talks about the hardships in relationships. There are just so many cool things that Steven Universe did. It was the very first of its kind, and I really appreciate everything that it did. Favorite song? Oh gosh. The very end song, Change Your Mind, always sat a little different with me. Love Like You was a really good one. I liked that one a lot. That one's probably my favorite, actually, now that you say it. I really liked that song. A lot of the soft songs in Steven Universe were so sad. Like, if you think of the lyrics for Love Like You, it is so sad. And that's kind of the one thing that I didn't like about Steven Universe is they tried. They really tried to show self-love and to talk about self-love, but they didn't really do a good job with it. Like, yes, Steven at the very end found out he had a bunch of people who supported him, and he's going off on his merry way to discover himself and all that. But there's not really that aspect of loving himself. And even with the other gems, it's like, yes, Garnet has the, oh, she loves herself, but that's not necessarily loving herself as much as it is loving the relationship that is formed. Because we don't really, like, we see an independence in Ruby and Sapphire, but they don't, like, there's not the delving into what self-love is. And I think that could have gone so well, especially with where we are at now. I'm going on a little tangent. Sorry about this, but like there's just it could have it's set up so perfectly the opportunity to talk about self-love, and it just didn't. And I think that a lot of people could use that. I mean, today we are so caught up in different labels. We are so caught up in how we are supposed to be, what type of person we are supposed to be, what we're supposed to be doing, what success is like, what failure is like. We are defining ourselves as a society and as individual people within that society based on surface level aspects, and it's teaching people, and this happens because of a lot of the media influences, I will say. Um and it's teaching people that who you are is one trait and the other traits around you are just complementary. So, for instance, there are a lot of people who identify themselves based on their mental illness. So, oh, I have, like, for instance, because I used to do this, right? I have ADHD. Suddenly that is an identifying aspect of myself, and I start to identify myself with that ADHD. And a lot of other people who are neurodivergent do the same thing, where they identify themselves with this surface level thing. And Steven Universe does a very good job at learning to love that specific part, but there's so much more, right? And that is what I wish they delved into, was um I wish that they showed that you are more than just the surface level ideas, and you are more than the surface level things that are going on in your life, and that you are worth loving when you change or when you don't change. You are worth loving no matter what is going on. Um and I think that something like that would just be very good for people to see. So I'm hoping that in Lars Among the Stars, they kind of go into that. Also, very interesting. Why did that spark the Owl House? Because I didn't actually get that from the Owl House. And King, please, like, this is open discussion. This is my opinion. I am but a person with a screen. I am not in any way, shape, or form an expert in Steven Universe lore. Um, Bye, Ozono. We will see you next time. Get some good rest, and hopefully you have an amazing day tomorrow, an amazing stream tomorrow. Bye. The last season of the Owl House? I guess. No, you know what? I see it. I see what you mean. Yeah. That they did a very good job with. I will agree. Okay. Amethyst? Okay. Okay. With Amethyst, I completely agree. They did a great job her, with her plotline. You are absolutely right. I completely agree. Maybe it's maybe I'm just salty that she didn't get as much attention as she should have, or at least that concept as it should have. Um cuz you're right, they did a very good job with that. Yeah, she had a very good plotline. That's a very good point. I guess it's more so I'm just like seeing it from the main character perspective, because they tried to do that at the very end of Steven Universe Future. Um yeah, no. They did not do a very good job with self-love when it comes to Steven and Jasper. Quite the opposite. That was the breaking point for Steven's self-hatred. Yeah. Because they tried to do that at the very end with Steven, like, for self-love, and yeah. But with Amethyst, they did a great job with that. I absolutely agree. This is a very good talk. Oh my goodness. Like, this is great. But yeah. they did a very good job just talking about love entirely. Owl House was also episode 1 about how you are worthy of love even if you're weird. So, with episode 1, yes. There's a difference between, like, because Luce loved herself. She loved who she was. She just didn't like that other people didn't accept her, right? And she was upset that she couldn't show that outwardly, at least at face value on episode 1, right? Like, she wanted to be herself. She wanted to express herself. What episode 1 seemed to show was there is a group of people that will love you. And even if you do not feel like you are in the right environment now, there will be an environment that is perfect for you. You just need to look for it. That's more what I got from episode 1 of The Owl House. And then they developed, and then other things happened, and then they talked about that self-love in season 3, like you were talking about. Yeah. Right, exactly. And I don't know if Steven Universe was canceled. I just think they were only signed on for 1 season of Steven Universe Future. So they couldn't really do much more exploration. They had that 1 season to really do everything. And in that case, and in that, it was rushed. As for Steven Universe itself, I think there was just a pacing problem to begin with, because the very start of Steven Universe was very episodic. But then they solidified themselves into a story, like a long story, I forget the word for it, series. And by then they had those couple of seasons left, so they had to spike up everything. So season 5 was absolutely, it felt rushed just because the type of show that Steven Universe was completely changed from the first season. So that was just a pacing problem, which they couldn't really control, right? That is, you have a new season, you have a new series, you have a new idea, and you are trying to figure out what that series is. And with the way that a lot of these shows are run, they're signed on for X amount of seasons, and then you might be given a few more seasons. You never know. That's the problem with happened with Legend of Korra, is they were signed on for 1 season, and then 1 more, and then 1 more, and then 1 more. So a similar thing happened with Steven Universe, kind of like what Troden is saying, where Steven Universe struggled to find their identity. That's exactly what it was. And I think that they always wanted to become a story-driven show, just from what was shown. I mean, for instance, they knew, not to spoil anything, but it seems like everybody here has seen the show. They knew that Pink Diamond was Rose since the first episode. Like, they all wore t-shirts with that. So I think they always wanted to do that. With Steven Universe, I like to give them a little bit of credit regarding their pacing, just because I know Cartoon Network was a little weird at that time, because every other show they had was episodic. They didn't have a fully story-driven show. So I think at the time they were restricted by Cartoon Network. I don't know this for sure. I haven't looked it up. I haven't seen any sort of articles about this. This is just what I think happened. Is at the time they didn't have any true story-driven shows out there at the time. So Steven Universe was going to be one of its kind. And then as it got more successful, they took away some of the restrictions that they had, which caused it to evolve as it did. That's what I think happened, but I'm not sure. I've never seen regular show actually, but I've heard so much about exactly what you're saying, where it was like, yeah. Welcome back, King. I was just talking about how Steven Universe became a story driven when it was episodic. So nothing too different. Nothing extremely new. But yeah. All in all, to answer your question, I do like Steven Universe. I think the themes of Steven Universe are ones that not a lot of other shows talk about. Um yeah. Yeah. To what you said, yeah. Exactly. Um but yeah, I think I'm a huge fan of Steven Universe just because of the themes of the show. I have to disagree with you with being story driven from episode 1. There were hints of a story throughout the show, throughout the first season and maybe even the second season, but it was absolutely episodic. Story driven is what happens in episode 2 directly correlates what happens with in episode 1, and what happens in episode 3 directly correlates with episode 2. That is not how Steven Universe was for the first season. In the first season, let me pull it up. Steven Universe. More seasons and episodes. Yeah, so season 1, episode 1 is that pilot episode where it's Steven discovering powers. The very next one is Gem Comet. The very next one is Cheeseburger Backpack, which is the whole temple navigation thing. The very next one is the whole breakfast episode. The next one, Frybo, is when the mascot turns into an alien. The next one is Steven learning to, like, all of these, story driven can have little of both. Right? So serialized is like, yes. When I say directly correlated, Gravity Falls has that direct correlation. What happens in episode 5 has impact from episode 4. So with Gravity Falls, something happens in episode 3, and then episode 4 can mention it, or episode 4 can relate to it, or episode 4 can whatever. With this, each of it is it's an episodic series, and it doesn't start building on it until, I want to even say, like, season 1, episode 7. Like, these first few built to the setting, but it was definitely that episodic feel. Episode 7, it kind of gets a little bit more into that story driven. These were setting pieces. I would not call these fully story driven. These are just the introductions to the characters. After Bubble Buddies, because this is when Connie comes into the scene, right? Or even then, like Siri Steven, Tiger Millionaire. Yeah, I would say episode 7 is when it starts really building off of each other. Yeah, exactly. So, how long is season 1? Oh, there are more episodes in season 1 than I thought. Okay, never mind. I take that back. It is absolutely story driven in season 1. I didn't realize Jailbreak was season 1. There are 53 episodes in season 1. Oh my goodness. I thought there were like 20. Wait, how many are in season 5? Nuh-uh. Okay, yeah, there are only 29 episodes in season 5. I did not realize season 1 was 53 episodes long. Oh, that is... Okay. Yeah, I take it back. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize half of these were season 1. I thought they were season 2. Space Race is season 1? Oh, wait. Never mind. Wrong episode. Fusion Cuisine, Garnet, Watermelon Steven. Alone Together. Yeah, I did not realize half of these were season 1. I'm not gonna lie. How long are the season 5 episodes? I think season 5, it's the same. Season 5 has the same count. It's just by that point, they had solidified what their identity was. So they had like 20 to 25 episodes per season. Yeah, see? Every other season has 23 to 26 episodes, with I think season 5 having the most. Except season 1, which has 53, which is why I was thrown off. Because I was like, no, season 1 was very episodic. Not realizing that all of these... Like, Rose's Scabbard is season 1. I did not realize that Rose's Scabbard was season 1. Or like Story for Steven, didn't think that was season... I truly thought Grandpa Universe, that weird one that they did with Uncle Grandpa, was season 3. That's still season 1. Fairly big break between correlations. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. All I'm saying is, like, you can tell when it started getting really sequential. Oh, no, I didn't mean to click that. Because, like, even Beach Party, right? Like, all the Lion episodes are pretty episodic. Steven the Sword Fighter, like, definitely unlocks something in Steven. And these are very, like, little hints to the gem powers, little hints to character arcs. But they can stand alone pretty well. And that's what I define as episodic, is if the episodes can stand well on their own and you don't really need a whole lot of information about the characters, then that is a pretty episodic series. And it does that pretty well until this, right? Season 1, episode 24, An Indirect Kiss, that is when things start getting more like, oh, this stuff matters, right? Because the very next episode, Mirror Gem, relies on his ability to heal in order for the entire episode to happen, right? And Ocean Gem Part 2 just speaks for itself. House Guest builds off of the fact that Steven couldn't heal his dad, which goes into his whole character arc with healing, right? So it's directly related to these before. That is directly story driven. And even though someone could see this and think it's episodic because, like, it's not a direct story to story to story, it builds off of each other. That's why it's story driven. Space Race, right? So this entire episode started out, I don't remember the specific context, but it built off of the house guest. I think it's because Greg was coming around more, so then they went over to Greg's house, or the shed, sorry, and that's where they start to build this spaceship, right? secret team. Like, all of these build off of each other. That doesn't happen in the first half of season 1. Like, season 1, they could all... Like, you could take Giant Woman and Arcade Mania, completely separate them, and you could understand what was happening in the episode. You wouldn't feel like you missed anything, right? You go to Giant Woman and it's like, oh, they're talking about fusion. And you don't really need to worry about what Garnet was doing in the Arcade Mania. Or the 10,000 birthdays, right? You don't need to know information about fusion for 10,000 birthdays to make sense. This is Steven working out his own, like, ability to change his age. Lars and the Cool Kids, right? Has nothing really to do with what was going on at the time. Yeah. All that to say, yeah, I did not realize season 1 had half of these episodes. You can sense when it turns into a story-driven show. That is all I'm trying to say. That was a very long-winded rant, but it did a really good job. They did a really good job. This was a really good show, and I'm very excited for Lars Among the Stars. Yeah. Yeah, Stronger Than You is season 1 ending. It was, that episode 53. The jailbreak. Because that's when it's revealed, like, oh, Garnet, you're a fusion? I can't do a Steven voice. My voice is too low. I can do a teenage Steven. Wait, no, he's 14. I can do, like, an older Steven. I can't do a younger Steven. It was 10 years ago. It was 11 years ago, dude. Not even 10. It was 11 years ago. Crazy. That's how I felt when Fiona and Cake came out with Adventure Time. Yeah. Crazy reminds me of the Undertale parody. Not gonna lie. I love Steven Universe. You should watch Fiona and Cake. It's a very sweet show. I like it. This is probably gonna sound controversial. I think the Undertale parody was better than the original. Specifically, the Chara, however you pronounce their name. I say Kara. Rendition of it. Whoever composed that did such a good job with the music, with the vocals, with everything else. And I'm not saying that because I'm a huge fan of Undertale. I'm saying that just from a song composition perspective. We should... I will watch regular show eventually. One day. One day we'll watch. And that is the timer. Yes, there's an Undertale parody of Stronger Than You. There are two. There is the Sans parody, and there is the Kara parody. There's also a Frisk parody, but that one wasn't as good. That one could have been a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna save this, though I don't think much changed. Let me go ahead and save. And quit. There we go. Okay, wait, actually, what if we did that? I know I'm going a little bit over time, but what if one of the days we stream, we watch a show together? Wait, no, I might get copyright struck for that. We'll see. Yes. We will absolutely do that, though, when the Discord happens. Okay, I do have to run. I have a small group I gotta get to. But thank you guys so much for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure being able to talk to you guys, especially when it comes to animated shows. It is always super fun to talk about them. I will let you guys keep talking for a tiny bit. I cannot stream on Twitch. We can do it on Discord, but I'm gonna go ahead and end stream just because I have to run. But I will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock EST. I'll see you guys later.